you for the confirmation. Okay, so let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have learned about how to create a Azure account, and we have learned about how to create a Windows virtual machine. In today's session, we are going to start with how to create a Linux virtual machine. But before starting out this particular topic, any question anyone have? Please let me know. Yes, Shoaib, you can unmute.
Sorry for asking again. Actually, yesterday I checked where I need to find the video of our meeting.
Are you a paid candidate or you didn't pay till now?
No. Right now I'm not paid.
So
I'm
you are
paying
getting
on Monday.
the details in our WhatsApp community. Are in the WhatsApp community of this batch 301?
Yes.
So we are sharing there. It means you're not
No,
checking
I'm
that
not getting.
community.
Yes, I'm checking, but I'm not getting.
When you have joined?
First day only.
So if we are already sharing there, because in WhatsApp there is no option like only for specific people we can share this thing, not for you. There is nothing like that. So we are sharing. If you are there, definitely you are getting it. So it means you are not there. If you are not getting it, means you are not there. So I'm again sharing the link in the chat box. Join the community. I'll inform my team. They will again share day 1, day 2, and today's recording also day 3. They will share it.
Can I message there
No, that's
or
in that group.
admins only?
Only admins you can post that message
But
in that group.
so how can I contact? How can I message
To whom you
to
want to
that one?
message?
So for 2 days recording,
So
asking
you
for
need to
the
contact admins. You can't post in the
okay,
group. They're already sharing. And if you have any mess you want to say something, you need to contact to admins.
okay,
Okay. You can't post any
okay,
message in the group.
okay,
Okay.
yes.
Anyone have any more question? Okay, look like no one has any more questions. So we can start learning about how to create a Linux virtual machine in our Azure. In previous session, we have learned about how to create a Windows machine. In today's session, we are going to learn about how to create a Linux machine. The process is same. There is no change in the process. The process which we are following to create Windows machine, same process we have to follow to create our machine for Linux also. So the first thing is same. We need to create a resource group like we have done in previous session. So same way again, I'm going to create a resource group. We press create, click on create. Go to virtual machine, create Azure virtual machine. So the first thing what we need to select is our resource group. We need to give the name. Name I'm giving as VM-301. And here we have to select the image. In previous session, we have selected Windows Server 2019. In today's session, I'm going to select Ubuntu Server 20.04. And even we have a 22.04, you can select that one also. Then we need to select a size that we need CPU, RAM, hard disk. We need those things. So in previous session also, we have given 1 CPU and 1 GB of RAM with the size B1S. So here we are selecting the same. But here we have something new. To connect our Windows machine, we have only one option that we have to give the password. But for Linux machine, we have two authentication types. I can connect to this particular machine by using SSH key also. I can connect to this particular machine by using password also. So first, this example I'm going to show you with password. Then the next example I'm going to show you with public key, SSH key. With the help of that, I'm going to show you. So we have to give our username. I'm giving as Azure user. Password, same rules we have to follow the password, the one which we are used following for Windows machine. The same rules we have to follow here also. So I'm able to give my username and password. If you remember in previous session, we have discussed something about RDP. It is not mentioned here. Okay, I'll mention here. In previous session, we have enabled RDP port number 3389 to connect to our Windows machine. We have discussed if you want to connect our Windows machine, it is mandatory to enable the port number. Same way for Linux also, we have to enable a port number called SSH. We have to enable a port number called SSH. Anyone in the chat box, let me know what is the port number for SSH. Okay, I got few answers. Few are correct, few are incorrect. The correct answer is 22. 22 is the correct port number for SSH. If you scroll down, you can see here, by default, they are enabling the port number 22 for us. So if you want to connect to this particular machine, we can connect this machine from our local machine. If I'm not enabling this port number, I can't connect to this particular machine from my local machine. In our upcoming session, we are also going to learn that's a part of our training. We have to create few machines without port numbers. We are not enabling any port number for these machines. We have a service with that we can connect those machines. So that's a part of our training. We'll learn in upcoming session. That's a very important topic we have. So here I'm creating a machine right now with SSH port number. But yes, if I'm not enabling the port number, I can't connect to this particular machine from my local machine. So that's mandatory to enable if you want to connect to that machine from your local machine. So click on next, disk. For Windows machine, they are giving us 127 GB. For Linux, they are giving us 30 GB. 4 GB is additional we are getting because of the B1S size we have selected. Based on that particular size, we are getting 4 GB. But for Windows minimum 127 GB, they are giving us minimum is required. And for Linux, minimum 30 GB is required. And for Windows, maximum 127 GB is free. If more than your 127 GB, that's chargeable. But in Linux, maximum 64 GB is coming under our free tier. So minimum 30 is required to create machine. If you give more than 30 GB till 64 GB, they will not charge you anything. Now, we have some other tabs. We are not going to discuss about those right now. Click on Review plus Create. You can see I got validation failed. Happens sometime. And even I didn't give any incorrect details. All details are correct. So sometime happens. So go back. Again, click on Review plus Create. So this happens sometime. I have informed in the last session also to you guys. Validation passed. Click on Create. Now, this will take some time to create this particular Linux machine. So we have follow all these steps. So we didn't do anything. Now, the next step. Next step is we need to connect to this particular machine. To connect to this particular machine, I need a terminal. I need a terminal. With the help of that particular terminal, I can connect to this particular machine. In market, we have hundreds of terminals which I can download, and with that we can connect to this particular machine. But I'm going to use the terminal which is number one in the market. Right now, which is number one? The number one is Putty. So just search on download Putty. On Google, just search on download Putty. Here is it. So once we search on Google download Putty, the website which we are getting on number two, this one, click here. And I can share this particular link in the chat box. Now scroll down. Here we have putty.exe. So whatever is your system configuration, you have to check, and based on that, just click on putty.exe. Save. Done. I'm able to download putty.exe from that website. We can see also here. Normally in Windows machine, whenever we are downloading exe file, what we need to do? We need to install it. But Putty, we don't need to install. So just double click, it's open. So we don't need to install Putty. There is no option to install Putty. Just double click, it get open. Now, it is asking for host name or IP address. So I need to enter the IP address of our machine. From where I'll get the IP address? Go to resource. Here I'm. So we have to note down this public IP address. Copy, paste. Click on open. Click on accept. Enter our username. Password. The password which I have given, I'm giving here. Enter. And you can see here I'm able to connect to my Linux virtual machine with the help of password. So this is how we can create our Linux virtual machine with password, and we can connect to those particular virtual machine. Now, any question anyone have? Please let me know. Anyone have any question? Yes, Yogesh. Yogesh, you have raised your hand to ask a question. You need to unmute yourself. You're on mute.
I'm audible?
Yes, Yogesh.
Yeah. Sir, I just need to understand when you select the public IP, right? So in company or organization for platform, we need to purchase a public IP from any lease line. That time, how we can configure the public IP?
We don't need to purchase here in virtual machine. In Azure, we don't need to do anything here. You're talking about on-premises, Yogesh. In
Okay.
on-premises, we have to do these things, not in cloud platforms. The billing,
Okay.
whichever we are getting, that's including of that
Okay. Got
public
it.
IP.
Okay.
They have
Got it.
already have millions of IP addresses they have bided. So randomly from them, they are giving one IP address to us.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So this thing is only possible, which you're talking about is on-premise, not in cloud.
On-premise. Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks.
And even like if you by I'm using like in Windows operating system in previous session, for to use Windows operating system, we need to buy licensing. I don't need any licensing for in work on cloud platform. We don't need to buy any licensing because licensing part is automatically taken care by the cloud platforms, whichever is providing from their side. If you are going to install something else which is not providing from their side, that we have to take care. But if you are using it, their services, the licensing part, we don't need to worry about that. They are the one who is going to take care about the licensing. Yes, Sajjan, you can unmute.
Yes, say the IP will be permanently assigned for this particular VM, or it can change later on.
No, in Azure, they are not using dynamic IP address. They are always using static IP address. There is no dynamic IP anymore in Azure. They have stopped long back. Still, they are saying the dynamic, but that option was disabled. We can't select dynamic option.
So as long as
Okay.
this VM is there, this IP will be the same.
Because it is static.
Okay.
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 Okay, now I'll explain you what actually Sajjan was asking. I might be sure that some people are not aware of what is static and dynamic. I'll first explain what is dynamic IP addresses. Dynamic means if I stop this machine and start this machine, the IP address which I'm getting here, the public IP, this IP address will change. That's called as dynamic IP address. So if you stop your machine 1 time, 10 times, 100 times, every time system will change the IP address. If they are providing us dynamic IP address. But if you're getting static IP address, if you stop your machine 1 time, 10 times, 100 times, or even after 100 years also, the IP address will remain same for lifetime. Till the time this virtual machine is there, the IP address will remain same. Because in Azure, they are providing us by default static IP addresses. So static IP addresses, that's not going to change. So this is the difference between dynamic and static IP address. So here we have learned about how to create a machine with the help of password. And one more thing, the PPTs which I'm going to share with you guys, in some of the PPTs, there are some useful link is providing from my side. Not in every PPT. In some PPTs, there are some useful links we are getting from our side. So make sure the links whichever is mentioned, and 100% always the links whichever I'm talking about is mentioned on the last page of the PDF. So whatever the PDFs you are getting it, please check the always last page of that PDF. Don't actually check the last page, second last page. Why I'm talking about don't check the last page, because on always on last page there's a thank you messages there. So in second last page, the details are actual details are there. Like if I talk about this PPT, the last page is thank you. So on second last page, there will be some useful link. So please check the PPTs, whichever that links are for your self-learning for you. Those topics I'm not covering, they're very small things. I'm not covering in the training. That's why I've already created a video based on that you will can check the videos and you can learn also. But yes, if you have any doubt related to that one, you can email me anytime. I have already given my email ID, or in upcoming sessions also you can ask those questions related to that particular self-learning topic which you are getting it. Okay. The next topic we are going to discuss again about how to create a Linux machine, but this time we are going to learn about how to create a Linux machine with the help of SSH key. Now, first of all, what is SSH key? SSH key is a combination of two keys, public and private key. It's a combination of two keys, public and private. Like I just give you example here. Let's take example, I need to open one locker, a box I need to open it. To open that box, we have two keys. There is one key, there is another key. One key is with the bank, other key we have. Bank of locker, I'm going to open it. One key is with bank, other key is with me. So the key which is having the bank, that particular key we call it as public key. The key which I have, that particular key is called as private key. To open that locker, it's mandatory to link, to put those key with the two keys. Without putting those two key, we can't connect to our machine. Same way with SSH key also. So whenever we are trying to connect to that particular virtual machine, from our side, we are providing private key, and from Azure side, they are providing us the public key. So when both the keys are going to link together, then we are able to connect to our Linux virtual machine with the help of that particular SSH key. And one important point. There is only one single chance we have to download that private key. If you lost that private key, there is no option you can re-download the same private key. But if you lost the private key, how you can connect to that particular machine? That we will learn in our upcoming session. We have a topic we'll learn later. But right now, we are going to learn about how to create a SSH key and how to connect to our Linux machine. So, can I use the same resource group? You can say answer in chat box with yes or no. Can I use the same resource group which I've used for my previous virtual machine? What do you think? Yes or no? Correct. I can use the same resource group. It's not mandatory for every virtual machine. I need to create a same resource group. I can create multiple resources in one single resource group. So you can see here right now, the virtual machine which I have created related to that particular resources are there. So the virtual machine which I am going to create, same resources we can use also there. The virtual machine. Create virtual machine. VM SSH-30. Resource group. Image, same Ubuntu image, but this time we are using SSH. This is the only difference. Earlier we have used password. This time we are going to use SSH key. So here is my username. By default, they are giving username as Azure user. I can use it. Now, here we have three options. Generate new key pair, use existing key, use existing public key. I don't have any existing key. I only need to generate a new key pair. So I'm generating a new key pair. And what is it name? By default, they are giving this name. This is the name of my virtual machine which I have given. You can see here. And underscore key. This is the format they are using. If you want to give something else name, you can give. There is no restriction. You can give any name. And SSH port is required to connect to this machine. So only thing is we are generating a new key here. Yeah, that's how. Other than that, it's completely exact same to creation the process of the virtual machine. Disk. 30 GB. Review plus create. Validation passed. Click on create. Now I'm requesting you to please see my screen carefully and read this message. SSH key pair contains both a public and private key. This is what I have told you. Azure does not store the private key because Azure is only going to store the public key and private key is going to download in our local machine. After the SSH resource is created, you won't be able to download the private key. This is what I have already informed you. There is only one single chance we have to download private key. There is no second chance we are getting to download the same private key. So to create this particular resource, we have to click on download private key and create resource. If I'm going to click on return, they will not create our machine or they are not going to download key. To create a resource and to download key, we have to click on download private. So now we have to store private key, save. An extension of this particular file is PEM. And now they start creating our virtual machine. And PEM file full form is privacy enhanced mail. That's the full form of PEM file. Done. I'm able to create my Linux virtual machine with the help of SSH key. Any question anyone have till now, please let me know. Then I'm going to show you how to connect to this particular machine. So with SSH key. Okay. No questions? Let's move forward. Now, I want to connect to this particular machine with the number one terminal we have it is putty. I need to connect with that one. But there's a disadvantage we have here. The disadvantage is putty does not support PEM file because they have downloaded a PEM file because their default extension of the file is PEM. And putty does not support PEM file. So what should we do in that case? We have to convert this PEM file into PPK file. To convert this PEM file into PPK, there is another tool we have to download. From the same website from where we have downloaded the putty, from the same website we have to download the tool which is going to help us to convert PEM file into PPK. So again, search on Google, download putty, or if you already have that website, you can go to that particular website. Yes. From the same website, we have download the putty, scroll down. Here we are getting one tool called puttygen.exe. So from the same website, as per a system configuration, download puttygen.exe. Save. So puttygen.exe also we don't need to install. There is no option. Like same way we are using putty, same way we can use puttygen also. Now I'm requesting you to please see my screen very carefully. Because it's a very important step, because if you're doing any mistake here, when you're trying to connect your machine, you will get error message. So please see my screen carefully. So you need to open puttygen. Now you need to click on load. Click on load. I need to go to 301 batch. We are not able to see any file here. Why? Because it is looking for a file with extension ppk. So change it to all files. Now I'm able to see all the files. Select our PEM file. Open. Done. So we are able to load our PEM file. After load of our PEM file, we have to click on save private. Save. Yes. And here I need to give the name of my PPK. It can be any name. You want to give the same name, you can give same name also. You want to give something else name, you can give something else name also. I'll give same name, but extension I'm going to change. And save. Done. You can see here, I'm able to generate PPK. You can generate a PPK file 1 time, 100 times, or 1,000 file from the same PEM file, it always be a same. You can regenerate again with the help of putty. But you need to have a PEM file that's required. Now, any question anyone have regarding this particular process which I have shown you? If you have, you can please let me know. Anyone have any doubt converting this PEM into PPK, because it's a very important process. If you doing any mistake, I'm 110% sure you will get error message when you're trying to connect to this machine. So anyone have any doubt, please raise your hand. Okay, do you want me to repeat these steps again? You can confirm in the chat box if you don't want to raise your hand, guys. You can confirm in the chat box. Yeah, in chat box, you guys start replying it, but no one wants to raise hand. Strange. Okay. Let me show you again. So open Puttigen. I hope you all have learned it how to download the Puttigen. So click on load. So once you click on load, it is looking for a PPK file. And I don't have a PPK file. So here I need to change the extension to all files. Select your PEM file. Open. Okay. Done. We are able to load our PEM file. Now, next step, save private key. So it means you only need to click on 2 buttons, load and save. Don't click anywhere. Don't click on generate. Don't click on save private key. Sorry, public key. Only click on load to load your PEM file and then save private. Yes. Done. Now, now you can see here, we got the PPK file. We are able to convert our PEM file into PPK file. Now still you want me to repeat it? I can repeat again, guys, because this is very important step. I'm again repeating. Any mistake, you can't connect to this machine. Any question anyone have, please raise your hand. No one is raising hand, so look like no one has any question. We can move forward to connect to our machine. And I'm requesting you guys, please don't post your questions in chat box. It's not possible for me to reply you there in the chat box because a lot of students are sending the question in the chat box. please don't post your question. Any question, raise your hand and don't shy to ask your question. Those questions you're asking for yourself, not for others. That question is making your career, not others' career. That might be your interview question, not might be other person question. Or whenever other person is asking a question, listen that question. Might be bad, that question will become your interview question also. So if you're going to be shy, you're not asking a question, might be you will not clear the interview. So if you have a question, raise your hand, clear your doubt. That's why it's live training. Otherwise, you can buy my previous batch recordings and learn by yourself, complete within 10 days. So that's the main importance of live training. You have to ask question, you can clear your doubts. Yes, Sajjan.
What's the connection between this PEM file and self-generated certificate?
Which
Sometimes
certificate
for
you're talking
devices
about?
sometimes for devices for authentication there's an option to generate a certificate.
In cloud, we don't
So-
have anything called certificate.
Mhm.
In cloud, we don't have. We only need to generate a PEM file to connect to our machines. And there's a certificate, might be talking about SSL certificate.
Yes.
SSL certificate is for websites. To get an secure
Okay.
websites. Like you are able to see this. What is it? Connection is secure. Connection, why I'm getting this connection is because there's a SSL certificate linked with this particular website. And this certificate is valid till 28th January 2025. So that is SSL certificate. There is no link to certificate to connect to this machine. That's a separate certificate. That particular certificate need to link with your domain name. Whatever the domain name, you does not need to link with the virtual machine. At virtual machine level, you have to only enable HTTPS port number for that. Okay. So that's not, we are not going to do anything with SS certificate with Azure, because in Azure is not providing a DNS service. Those companies are providing DNS service, only from there we can buy the certificates. We can get the certificates. And Azure is not providing DNS service. They are providing DNS zone service. Okay. Okay. No more questions. Let's connect to our machine. So first of all, I'm going to note down the public IP. Open putty. Paste the public IP address. Next thing, I need to link my PPK file here. So I've given the public IP earlier. What we have done, just click on open and we are able to give our username and password. But now I need to link a PPK file with this putty. To link a PPK file with this putty, we have to click on this plus button for SSH. Click on plus button for auth. And then click on credentials. So first we have click on plus button for SSH, then auth, and then we need to click on credentials. So once I click on credentials, here we are getting the option to select our PPK file. This is 288 batch, change it to 301. That's it. Open, accept. Now here we only need to give username. What is my username? Azure user. Enter. And you can see here I'm able to connect to my machine. So this is how we can connect to our machine with the help of PPK file. Any question anyone have? Please let me know. Yes, Safi, you can unmute. So if you can unmute and ask your question, you're on mute. So if you are still on mute, I can't hear you. So if you please resolve that issue, then you can please raise your hand. Yes, Ranjit, you can unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Ranjit.
Okay. Do we need any these commands for Azure admin for Linux commands?
Yes, that's our upcoming topic. To work on cloud platform, it is mandatory to have a basic Linux knowledge. And that's the next topic we are going to start now. So basic Linux commands.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Samir.
Can you show me once actually just these credentials and all these things run the
Which
Linux
credentials?
machine now?
Which credentials you want me to show? These are,
Just
these are
actually,
my credentials.
no, actually just you given the steps, right?
How to connect to a machine.
Yes, yes.
That's what told, no? You are talking about credentials. These are my credentials. This is my IP address, password, username is my Azure user. Those are my credentials. Okay. So to connect to our machine, we need to
Yes.
open putty. And can you tell me what is the first step we need to do here?
Is IP addresses
Which IP address should I provide, public or private?
private?
We have to provide public IP address, not private.
Oh, sorry.
Private you can only provide if you are connected to VPN. Then you can
Okay.
provide. If you are not connected to VPN, you can't use private IP. So you have to provide public IP. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
click on plus button for SSH.
Okay. Secure shell.
Then click on this plus button for auth. Here we have.
Okay.
Then here we got two options, credentials and GSS API. Click on credentials.
Okay.
Then the first option which we are getting here, there you have to browse your PPK file. So browse, select your PPK, open,
Okay.
open, and enter your username. I'm able to connect to our machine. Okay.
Okay.
Any more question?
Understood. Yeah.
Yes, Ayush.
हेलो सर, आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, Ayush. I'm able to hear you.
सर हमें एक चीज़ बताएं, ये जो हमने लिनक्स मशीन में यूज़ करना है वो बांतु सर्वर से यूज़ कर सकते हैं? लाइक यस्टरडे हमने विंडोज़ यूज़ करा था, तो लिनक्स के लिए हम खाली यही सर्वर यूज़ कर सकते हैं और कोई और भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं?
No, whatever you want to use, Ayush, you can use anything. I'm using a Ubuntu one. We have a multiple images for Linux also. Whatever you want to use for a practice purpose, you can use. Here we are getting, you can see Oracle Linux, Red Hat, we have a Debian also. Any Linux, whichever you want to use, you can use it for a practice purpose.
Got
I'm
it.
using
Thank you.
Ubuntu because Ubuntu is number one in Azure. Because
Okay.
majorly clients are going with the Ubuntu one. But yes, if you want to use any other, it's completely up to you. You can use any other one also.
Got it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Yes, Azmal, you can unmute.
Hi, Ankit. Actually, what is the difference between private key and public key?
Public key is getting stored in cloud, private key is getting stored in our local machine. That's the only difference.
Okay.
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 Any more question?
No.
Yes, Ranjit.
No license required for Ubuntu, right?
Sorry?
No license is required na, for Ubuntu.
Like I have already informed you that licensing, we don't need to worry about licensing. That licensing part is automatically taken care by the cloud platform. Like we are earlier in previous session, we have created a Windows machine. Today we have created a Linux one. We don't need to provide any licensing. That's their part. They'll take care of that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Pankaj.
Hi Ankit. So let's say this is my machine, which is fixed one, and I want to use it for longer time, let's say 1 month. I don't want to authenticate it every time while I use this SSH protocol. There's a concept called as passwordless SSH. So for this particular case, for this particular
Passwordless
VM, how can
SSH, sorry to interrupt you, Pankaj. Passwordless SSH is used for the second machine, like from one virtual machine to other machine you want to, that time passwordless is getting used. If you are connecting the base machine, for base machine, you can't use passwordless connectivity. For the base machine needs to be, there's a password or SSH key needs to be
your
there.
voice?
For
Sorry,
sorry,
can you repeat again? Your voice is not.
you
Voice,
can't
your voice
go.
was breaking.
Can I start saying my answer? Are you able to hear me, Pankaj?
Yeah, you are not audible. Yes, you are audible now.
I'm not able to. You're not. I'm not audible, or I'm audible.
You are now audible, but when you start answering, it breaks. Your voice breaks.
So shall I start now?
Yeah, please.
Okay. You can't go with passwordless connectivity for base machine. Passwordless connectivity is used whenever you want from one virtual machine to another virtual machine. That time you can enable a passwordless connectivity. That time it is possible. But for the base machine, you need to use a password or SSH key. It needs to be something. Or you can do one thing. You can store your SSH key or your password in putty. So you don't need to provide that particular. If you double click, you can directly connect. That's possible. In putty, it's possible. You can set their default settings. So you can select all the details and just click on there to save that session. It gets saved in the putty. So you can do like that. So you don't need to manually enter your IP addresses. You don't need to enter your password or SSH key. You don't need to do that. Sorry, password you need to enter, but SSH key you can save. And IP address is getting saved. Password you can't save. Sorry, put to. Okay.
Okay, sure. Yes, thanks.
Yes, Ayush.
Sir, kindly repeat the last step.
You can't save the password in the putty.
Okay,
That was the
got
last step I said. Okay. Okay, so let's move forward. And now we are going to discuss about some of the basic Linux commands. To work on cloud platform, it is mandatory to have some basic Linux knowledge required. So basic Linux commands I'm going to teach you. Once we complete this particular topic, at the end of this topic, there's a link is given from my side to you guys. With the help of this particular link, you can learn all the Linux commands. You will get from A to Z all the Linux command alphabetic wise, and with their description also, you will get that particular link. So if you're interested to learn more about Linux, you can learn also. But basics commands we are going to learn in this particular training. So we all are aware of that what is Linux. Linux is an open source operating system. Any company can pick that Linux based operating system and modify as per their own requirement. And here we have the few Linux based operating system, Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat. Like this, we have a lot of operating systems in market. Now, so what we need to do, we are going to start with the Linux commands. So the first Linux command I'm going to show you is to create a file. There are multiple commands we have to create a file in Linux. But yes, the first command which I'm going to show you is the cat command. So with the help of cat command, we start creating the file. So here we have cat space symbol space file name, whatever the name you want to give your file. I'll give the name as Azure. Copy, right click, enter. Now, when I press enter, it is asking us to enter the content in the file. So whatever the content I want to save in this file, that particular content I can give here. Let's example, I'll give here as welcome. Oh, sorry, spelling mistake. Welcome to Azure admin training. Hello all. And just I'm giving yes, thank you. Then I'm able to give the 3 lines in the file. Now, what I want to do it is I want to save and exit this file. To save and exit this file, we have a simple buttons we need to press from our keyboard is Control T. You can see now again I'm back to my virtual machine. So it means I'm able to create that particular file. That. So I'm able to create a file here. Now, is our work completed? No. I want to see the file also. How can I see that particular file? To see that particular file, we just need to write a very basic Linux command called ls. By using the ls command, whatever the file we have created, that particular file we can see in this particular location. Or if you have any folders, you can see a folders also by using ls. So by using the ls command, we can see the list of all the files or list of all the folders in this particular current location I have. So those details we can see here. Now what I want to do it is I want to read the content of the file. Okay, before that, there is one more command we have called clear command. What is this clear command? Clear command is going to clear the screen. So I'm able to clear my screen. So what we have done, I'm able to create a file. I'm able to see that file by using ls command, and I'm able to clear the screen. Now, the file whichever we have created, I want to read that file. So whatever the text we have in that file, I want to read it. So use a command cat space file. To create a file, we have used cat space symbol space file name. But to read a file, we need to just give cat space. You can see here the file which we have created, we are able to read that particular file. These are 3 lines we have given it. Here we are. So we are able to create file, we are able to see the file, and we are able to read the file also. Now, next step. Next step is I want to delete a file. Means I want to completely remove a file. To remove a file, we have a command called rm is the command to remove a file. So remove means rm space file name. ls. Now type ls. It is not showing me any file. Earlier when I type ls, it is showing us the file, but now I've typed ls, it is not showing me any. So this is how we can create a file, we can delete a file, we can read the file. Any question anyone have regarding these few commands which I've shown you? You can please let me know. Yes, sure.
How can I got those files which is removed?
How you can
Got those files
recover?
which yes.
The correct word is recover. You have a command called undelete command. You can use that particular command. With the help of that, it can be possible.
Can you please show me?
I'm not much aware of that one. I have that information. Let me try that. Delete ELETE. And what is our file name? Are you sure? No, it's not working. So it means that command is not working anymore. No, I'm not much aware of this command is not working. So I'm not much aware of that. This is the only information I have.
It is useful or no? Not.
Which command?
No, this command.
Which command?
For
Shoaib, complete your question. You are saying this command. Which command?
undefined. Are you typing the undefined? Sorry, undeleted Azure, which is deleted? Can I get back?
Yes, as per my knowledge, this is the command actually used to recover a file, but it's not working. It's saying the command not working, so it means command has been changed now. And I'm not
It is
aware of that.
useful. It is useful for recover or unused. We have to use or not.
Shoaib, are you listening me? Shoaib, are you able to listen me?
Yes.
So are you able to see my screen also?
Yes.
Can you please read it what we are getting when I use the undelete command? Can you please read it for me?
No. Command not found.
So what is it meaning command not found? Can you please tell me the meaning of command not found? That means this command is not working anymore.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. This command has been changed now. And as per my knowledge, this is the command actually we can use it. But it has been changed, so I need to check which command we can use to recover a file. I don't remember right now because I'm not a Linux administrator person. So I'm not aware of that. So I'll check, and if I get answer, I'll share that answer in the upcoming session to you.
Okay.
Okay. Or you can check that particular link, the link which you are getting at the end of this particular topic. You can check that PDF, and that PDF definitely will get your answer also. Not said that's not a PDF, so there's a link. So you can check that one also.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Yes, Ayush.
सर ये कैपिटल लेटर्स और स्मॉल लेटर्स में दोनों में लिख प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं ना होगी कोई?
Case sensitive. File names are case sensitive, and commands are case sensitive. Linux commands are case sensitive.
Thank you.
Yes, Naik, you can unmute.
Hi, Ankit. So
Hi.
we are creating the file here, right? Like, what is the use of creating the file? Like, when exactly we need to use this file, Ankit?
In your, you are using which operating system? May I know?
No, actually, I'm into ETL testing.
My
So,
question is which
only
operating system you are using it? I'm not asking what
Windows.
you are doing it.
Sorry. Windows, Ankit.
Okay. In Windows machine, you are creating a notepad file. Are you creating notepad
Yeah.
files? But why you are
Yes,
creating
yes.
those notepad files? What is the reason behind to create those notepad files?
Storing the info.
So same way I have created that particular file to store something.
Okay.
So that's the same file we have created. There you are creating text file. This is a normal file. The extension of this file is file. When you're creating a text file, what is the extension of the text file? Is text, txt. The files which we are creating right now, these extension of this file is file. So these are also file to store something, like you're talking about unit, you are creating a notepad file to store some information. So same way we are creating this file to store some information. Same concept.
Okay, with different operating system.
Here we are
Okay.
learning about Linux. I can create a
Yeah,
text file
yeah.
also here. Just I need to give the .xtext extension.
Okay,
That's all.
okay,
Concept is same. For creation of file is just to store some information. That's what we are doing in
of
Windows
course.
also. That we are doing in Mac also. That we are doing it in Linux also. The main
Okay,
reason of creation of files is to store some information. There is no other reason for that.
okay. Sure, Ankit.
Okay.
And one more doubt, Ankit.
Hmm.
So regarding the PEM file, so we have downloaded it. It's a one-time download, right? So
Correct.
suppose so some other reason or some issue I haven't downloaded, suppose.
There is
In
then
that
system
case,
is not going to create your machine.
okay.
There is
So
an
in
option
that case, can
if you remember it, in that one it is clearly mentioned, download and create your resource. So if you're not going to click on download button, they are not going to create your resource. Yeah, your question needs to be, if you lost that PEM file, then what will happen? That needs to
yeah,
be your
yeah,
question. That we are going to
that's
learn in
true.
upcoming session. That can be your question. So if you have downloaded your PEM file, we are getting only one chance to download. But if you lost that PEM file, then what we can do? That we'll learn in upcoming session. That's important topic. We'll definitely learn in upcoming session.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
Ankit.
We have let me tell you the PPT number also. Where is that one? Here is it. Once we reach to PPT number 10, here we have. So that time we are going to learn about how we can even reset our password, or if you lost that PEM file, how we can link a new PEM file, or what should we do, that we'll learn in upcoming session. Okay, but yes, there is no option to create a virtual machine without PEM file. So if you are selecting a PEM file option, you have to click on download button. But if you're not click on download button, there's a button called return button from their side. Return means they are going back. So it means they will not create your machine. Okay.
Sure, Ankit. Thank you.
Yes, Chaitanya, you can unmute.
Hi, Ankit.
Hi.
Ankit, in Windows OS, if you unfortunately we delete any file, it will be saved in a recycle bin, right? We can get back to it. In Linux machine, the if you delete any file, it will be saved in other, or it will be permanently deleted.
In Linux also, if you have a graphical user access, there also we have a recycle bin. But I'm not much aware of this terminals where it's getting stored. I'm not much, because I'm not a Linux administrator person, so I'm not much aware of that. So if you want more information about that, you have to join Linux training. That Linux administrator person is give you the perfect answer for those things.
Okay, Ankit.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Please let me know, or we can end this session here. In tomorrow's session, we are going to learn about more about the Linux commands. Yes, Sajjan.
Since anytime we can check about how much the credit is consumed during the session. So how can we check that one? If you can tell me again,
If you are
please.
getting the 15,800 credit, that notification you are getting after every few minutes. So whenever you're creating a resource, when you're deleting a resource, about that 15,800 credit, you are getting a notification. You don't need to go anywhere. But after 12 months, whatever that free quota, whichever you are getting it, means that per month, that I'm going to show in upcoming session how to check. But about the 15,800 quota, you are getting a notification. You don't need to go anywhere for that.
For resource-wise consumption, where we can possible to check.
Sajjan, the 15,800 credit is not based on resource wise. It is for your complete account. So how much credit is left, that particular information you will get here. Okay. But I'm talking about the after 30 days. After 30 days, you have a 12 months free quota. How to check that credit, I'm going to show you in upcoming session. That you are getting it as per the service wise, because there you are getting a free quota as per service wise, not as per your complete account. So that I'm going to show you in upcoming sessions. Okay.
Okay, so if we create a multiple VMs, then we won't be able to know how much which VMs is consuming
No,
more or
that
something.
information you will not get anywhere. Even after 12 days also, after 30 days also, that information you will not get that for this specific VM, how much you charge. That particular information you're getting in the billing once the bill gets generated. And even for that one, you need to give some option called tags. We'll learn in upcoming session about tags also.
Okay.
Okay, but normally you can't see that for this specific virtual machine, how much they charge you. Okay, that information only gets generated once bill gets generated.
Yep.
Anyone have any more question? Okay, now question. So make sure after practice, you are all going to delete your resources. Okay, someone has more question. Yes, Parik, you can unmute.
Yeah, hi. Previously, like a few months back, I have created an Azure account and I have completely deleted it. Again, if I use with the same email ID and all, will it be
You will
able to
not
give
get
me
free credit.
free?
Make sure you
Okay.
are going to use to create a new account. You are going to use a different laptop, different network, different mobile number, different email ID. Everything needs to be different. If anything going to be matched from your previous account, even your laptop IP address also they can pick it. They will
Okay.
create your credit, but they will not get the free tier 2.
Okay. And I have downloaded this app, new app. I don't see the recordings in that. I mean, will I be able to see only when I purchase this
Yes,
course?
correct.
Okay.
Once you purchase the code, then you can access those recordings and notes from our site. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yes, Asmal, you can unmute.
Ankit, actually, I want to pay money, but through register in website or through admin need to pay.
You need to pay using website.
Website
The
only.
website link, if you are in the WhatsApp community, we have shared the payment link also.
But I don't have WhatsApp community.
You didn't join the WhatsApp community?
No, still not.
I'm sharing a WhatsApp community link in the chat box, so please join by using this WhatsApp community.
Okay.
Okay. Or there are my team contact details. You can even contact them also by using a WhatsApp message.
Okay.
They can reply you then also. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Yes, Nick, you can unmute.
Yeah, hi, Ankit. So, just want to check when is the last day for payment, Ankit?
Today is the 3rd demo session. Total 5 demo sessions we have. So once we
Okay.
complete the 5th demo session, from the 6th day, only paid candidates can join the training. And today is the last demo session video we are going to share. From tomorrow's session, no recordings going to share with the other candidates. Only with paid candidates, tomorrow recordings we are getting it. And from day 6, only paid candidates can join the batch.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.